Hello YouTube, it's been a while. Unfortunately, I'll be honest, I haven't been doing rants in such a long while because not because it's been too much of a hassle, but I haven't been getting as much of an audience as I hoped compared to my other content. But from now on, if I do see any improvements, I will for sure be able to speak out and be able to give my thoughts and give out some updates as what's going on, whether it's my life, like someone that I encounter who may be a problem, or things that are going viral, or situations that want to be spoken about. And here I'm about to address this situation. It's funny enough. It's actually the same scammer that I told you about probably a few months ago. If you read down below, this is like the same card that he's trying to haggle me with. And if you see the price on this card, by now you guys should already know the value. This guy's definitely a scammer. And he pretty much admits to it. He pretty much, this dude himself does not realize. He confessed that he is pretty much a scammer and that is excuse that he really needs to make money. Whether it is a counter argument or not, you know fully well that you're willing to do whatever you can to get the card. Whether it's stealing, whether it's to offer me in order to get it for less, for cheaper. I already argued, I already said no, you're not going to get the card. And you try to make it seem like you are somehow legitimate, that you try to be genuine, that you try to give me advice, which you never proved how you are trying to help me in any kind of way. If anything, it's to make yourself look good, and I'll show you what the card looks like. This is the card that he's after. Honestly, I'm not really buying any of this because he's trying to make himself seem like he's a noble citizen, that he's doing this for a noble cause. What is so noble about this guy talking behind a keyboard? At least I show my face, and yet the fact that he changed his name before, originally his name was J Chen 1 through 6. He changed it from J Chen to Mo Chen 1 through 6 because he knew something was up. He knew that the jig was up. That there's no way he could hide it anymore. Is that he wanted to make sure that since people are finding out that his true intentions, he decided to change his name because hopefully people won't be able to trace him and call him out. Because, but I can guarantee I'm gonna call him out again and let people know this is the same person that was trying to haggle me for my red eyes, whether I agree to or not. Like you have to be understanding is th- I'm not stupid enough to sell for way less when I know the actual value. The most I would sell it for is whatever is like tends to be closest to the nearest high value, especially whether it's by the market value. However the market decides to price the card, I could make it $25, $30 cheaper, especially if it's around over $100, then I don't mind. But considering he wants this for half or way less, and this isn't, we're not talking about 25 or $30 off of the card. He wants it for 75, 80% off. Like that in itself, how are you were telling me people are willing to offer you the card for that much when it seems like you yourself, you're very slow. I can tell you now. You're very slow because you don't understand the concept of money. You can't be out, you can't outright ask someone, tell them that you're willing to pay less, for way less. I'm not talking about 30, $25 off. We're talking about more than 50%. Because it does not equal the value. It is nowhere even close to the value. And you yourself look like an idiot. And you need to think and check yourself. And realize what you're doing is making yourself look like the bigger fool by asking that. You should think before you say something. Because down the road, people will know that you yourself, when you haggle for that kind of person, you're most likely trying to scam them. Whether they're trying to get in, whether you believe they're not getting any, whether you believe that they're still getting something, you're taking them for granted. You're trying to make them get way less so that you could sell the card for way more. And that is your intention. It's not to help the person out. It's not to make a fair deal. It was never a fair deal. But you look at it as for you, for your own personal gain, and you and yourself know it should make people realize you're letting people realize how selfish you truly are. And it's to warn people to be aware who you haggle with, who you talk to online, because not everyone on the internet is your friend. Is most likely a fake, anonymous person just out there to get you, trying to make the best for them, trying to get the best out of you, trying to make themselves feel better, and so that they can gain some type of benefit, like I said before. This dude just admitted that he himself is a scammer for wanting for way less. And I refused, which was definitely the right thing to do, because I would look like a fool to get rid of my most valuable card. And he doesn't understand that card myself means something to me. It's my first ghoster. Not only is it one of the most, not only is it a unique rarity, it's something that I never had in my life. So he's trying to take away something that means something. It would not surprise me if this guy, whether he decides to figure out where I live, might try and take my card and try to sell it if he's that desperate. I am 100% guarantee you this guy is truly desperate. He tries to make it seem he doesn't want to look bad in the public's eye, because I'm pretty sure he knows that I know him personally. So he's gonna need to have some second thoughts and think about it, what he's saying, because these decisions will definitely ruin him once people start noticing. And no way am I gonna offer for that value, because it does not help me. It's most likely to most certainly help himself. And this scammer is 100% a piece of shit. And this is somebody you should never be friends with, claiming that he's my friend when it's obvious something that when it's proven. I already told you that friends only want to be close to you because you have something to offer. If you don't, then then they'll immediately cut ties with you, and then realize since you're not willing to give, they might as well leave. And that's how it is. I didn't need to really offer him anything. Perfect for me. I could just leave him. I don't regret it. I have nothing that I need from him. He's shown nothing that can make me feel happy about having him around, make my life feel better, because I'm already better without him. And it's proven fact that this guy is only wanting to be friends with people because he wants to make the fullest and benefit using their success, and then trying to make it seem like he's really trying to be there for that person. In reality, he's just doing it to offer himself the most he can to be able to gain a certain self-gratification. And that won't be enough, because the moment someone catches on, I mean, then he pretty much is gonna have to change his strategy from now on. He's gonna have to find other ways to make people agree with him. He's gonna have to make people find ways to make people believe what he's saying, because all this really is just simply him deflecting. It's really just an excuse, because no one out there wants to have a bad name for themselves, and I understand that, but at the same time, you have to be able to confess and try to move forward, and at the same time, trying to make yourself realize what you possibly could do to help improve yourself. I may have said this before, like, now improving yourself is very important, because if you don't, then you're just making your life miserable, and you can't be able to see the flaws in your ability in order to in order for you to embrace reality. And that's something that he's not realizing, and he failed to do that. He was never a friend. He was never someone that was there for me, especially whether I needed him or I did not him. He's never fought any of my battles. He's never come to help me and join forces in order to go up against my enemies. He never was there for me in that situation, which really I never needed him, first off. But if he really wanted to prove that, he would have been willing to be there and show up as an actual friend and be able to give me moral support. But again, I'm not going to continue with this argument from now on, whether this will be the last time or there'll be more coming. But it's been a while since I did a rant video, but this is just to give my thoughts. I don't think there's any reason for me to proceed talking to this dude about this benefit, about the exchange for my most valuable card. He will not get the card, trust me, unless he is willing to actually do a reasonable trade, which this definitely isn't. Whether his excuse is that he's trying to lowball me, but he's doing it in the most scummiest manner. He's doing it by being a complete scumbag for wanting it for Willis in order to help himself rather than help both sides. Because you have to come to terms with reality is that not everyone is going to agree to it, whether he believes that I'm desperate. I'm not desperate to get rid of my card, because you can easily make $100 somewhere else or make more money. But again, these are my thoughts. It'd be nice to hear your opinions about the situation, you guys. And I'm not gonna go back and forth, because honestly, this is a waste of energy, a waste of my time, and I need to keep myself positive so I can continue making content where I can satisfy you guys, including myself, so I don't get stuck with peer pressure. But again, be sure to check for more upcoming videos in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.